Have you ever felt like you're changing, but couldn't quite put your finger on how? You might think becoming your higher self means suddenly gaining magical powers or having all the answers to life's big questions. But the truth is, it's much more subtle and beautiful than that. It's about small shifts in how you see the world and yourself. These changes might seem ordinary at first, but they're actually signs of extraordinary growth. Why does recognizing these signs matter? Well, if you don't notice them, you might miss out on celebrating your own spiritual growth. It's like planting a garden and not realizing your flowers are blooming. By understanding these signs, you can nurture your growth and become more of who you truly are. So, what exactly is this higher self we're talking about? Think of it as the best version of you, the you that's wise, kind, and at peace. It's not about being perfect, but about growing and becoming more aware. In this video, we'll explore 11 signs that show you're on the path to becoming your higher self. These signs are like little nods from the universe, telling you you're on the right track. Remember when waiting in line at the grocery store felt like torture? Or when slow internet made you want to throw your computer out the window? If you've noticed yourself taking a deep breath and staying calm in these situations, congratulations. You're showing the first sign of becoming your higher self. Being patient doesn't mean you enjoy waiting. It means you've learned to accept that some things are out of your control. Instead of getting frustrated, you might find yourself using that time to think, observe, or just breathe. Maybe you strike up a conversation with someone else in line, or use the slow internet moment to stretch your legs. To grow this patience, try this. Next time you're stuck waiting, instead of reaching for your phone, take a moment to look around. What do you see? What do you hear? This simple act of being present can turn an annoying wait into a moment of peace. Have you caught yourself feeling sorry for the grumpy cashier instead of getting annoyed? Or feeling sad for the driver who cut you off, wondering what might be troubling them? That's compassion growing in you, and it's the second sign you're becoming your higher self. Compassion is like a superpower. It allows you to see beyond someone's actions to the hurt or struggle behind them. This doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. Instead, it means you respond with kindness and understanding, even when it's hard. Here's a simple way to practice compassion. Next time someone upsets you, take a moment to imagine what might be going on in their life. Are they stressed, scared, hurt? This little pause can change how you react, making life better for both of you. Do you find yourself noticing the little things more? The way sunlight dances on your coffee cup, or the sound of leaves rustling in the wind? If so, you're experiencing the third sign of becoming your higher self, being more present. Being present means you're fully engaged in the here and now, not lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. It's like you've woken up to the richness of each moment. You might find yourself enjoying your food more, really listening when people talk, or feeling more connected to nature. To become more present, try this. Pick one everyday activity, like brushing your teeth or washing dishes. Instead of letting your mind wander, focus entirely on what you're doing. Feel the brush against your teeth, or the warmth of the water on your hands. This simple practice can help you become more present throughout your day. As you continue on your journey, be patient and kind with yourself. Celebrate the signs of growth you see, no matter how small they might seem. And remember, even the act of reading this and reflecting on your own growth is a sign that you're becoming your higher self. Keep going. The journey is beautiful and you're doing great. Sign number 4, you're less reactive. Think back to the last time someone criticized you or things didn't go your way. Did you notice a pause between the event and your response? Did you find yourself considering your words before speaking? If so, you're showing the 4th sign of becoming your higher self, being less reactive. Being less reactive doesn't mean you don't have feelings or opinions. It means you're not controlled by them. Instead of lashing out in anger or crumbling under criticism, you take a moment to process. You might find yourself responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This change can have a big impact on your relationships and overall happiness. When you're less reactive, you're less likely to say things you'll regret later. You're also better able to handle life's ups and downs without getting knocked off balance. Here's a tip to become less reactive. Practice the stop technique. When you feel yourself about to react, pause, stop, take a breath, observe what you're feeling, and then proceed mindfully. This brief pause can make a world of difference in how you respond to life's challenges. For example, imagine you're in a meeting at work and a coworker dismisses your idea. In the past, you might have felt hurt and snapped back defensively. Now, you might notice that initial sting, but instead of reacting right away, you take a deep breath. You realize your coworker's reaction might not be about you at all. Maybe they're stressed or didn't understand your point. This pause allows you to respond calmly, perhaps by asking for clarification or suggesting a follow-up discussion. Being less reactive also means you're less likely to get caught up in drama or conflicts that don't really matter. You might find yourself choosing your battles more wisely, letting go of minor irritations that used to bother you. This doesn't mean you become a pushover. In fact, when you do speak up, your words carry more weight because they come from a place of thoughtfulness rather than impulsive reaction. As you become less reactive, you might also notice that you're better able to stay calm in stressful situations. Whether it's a tight deadline at work, a family disagreement, or an unexpected change of plans, you're more likely to approach the situation with a clear head. This ability to stay composed not only helps you make better decisions, but it can also have a calming effect on those around you. Remember, becoming less reactive is a process. There will still be times when you react before you think, and that's okay. The key is to notice when it happens and learn from it. Each time you pause before reacting, you're strengthening this important skill and becoming more of your higher self. Have you caught yourself feeling thankful for things you used to take for granted? Maybe you've started appreciating your morning coffee more, or feeling grateful for the roof over your head. This increased sense of gratitude is the 5th sign you're becoming your higher self. Gratitude is like a magic lens that helps you see the good in your life. When you're grateful, even ordinary things become special. You might find yourself saying thank you more often, or keeping a mental list of things you're thankful for each day. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring life's problems. Instead, it helps you see the whole picture, including the good stuff that's easy to overlook. This can lead to greater happiness and a more positive outlook on life. Want to boost your gratitude? Try this. Each night before bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for from that day. They can be big things like a promotion at work or small things like a delicious meal. Over time, you'll train your brain to notice the good in your life more easily. As you become more grateful, you might notice a shift in how you see challenges. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you might start to see difficulties as opportunities for growth. For example, if you get stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, you might feel grateful for the extra time to listen to your favorite podcast or enjoy some quiet reflection. Gratitude can also transform your relationships. When you regularly express appreciation for the people in your life, it strengthens your connections. You might find yourself noticing and thanking people for small kindnesses you used to overlook. This not only makes others feel good, but it also makes you more aware of the support and love that surrounds you. Another benefit of growing gratitude is that it can help reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. When you focus on what you're thankful for, it's harder to dwell on worries or negative thoughts. You might find yourself sleeping better, feeling more relaxed, and even experiencing improved physical health. Gratitude can also lead to a greater sense of abundance. When you're constantly noticing the good things in your life, you're less likely to feel like you're lacking or missing out. This can lead to a more content and fulfilled life, where you appreciate what you have instead of always chasing after more. Remember, cultivating gratitude is a practice. Some days it might feel easier than others, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep looking for things to be grateful for, even on tough days. As you continue this practice, you'll likely find that gratitude becomes a natural part of how you see the world. Remember when you were sure you had life all figured out? If you've started questioning your beliefs and being more open to different viewpoints, you're showing the 6th sign of becoming your higher self. Being more open-minded. Being open-minded doesn't mean you don't have your own opinions. It means you're willing to consider other perspectives and admit when you might be wrong. You might find yourself enjoying conversations with people who think differently from you, or being curious about new ideas instead of dismissing them. This openness can lead to tremendous growth. When you're open-minded, you're always learning and expanding your understanding of the world. It can also help you connect with a wider variety of people and navigate conflicts more easily. To cultivate open-mindedness, try this. The next time you disagree with someone, instead of arguing, ask them questions to understand their perspective better. You don't have to agree, but really listening can broaden your understanding and maybe even change your mind. As you become more open-minded, you might notice that you're less quick to judge others. Instead of immediately labeling someone or their ideas as right or wrong, you might find yourself considering the complexities of situations. This can lead to more empathy and understanding in your interactions with others. Being open-minded also means being willing to challenge your own beliefs and assumptions. You might start to question ideas you've held for a long time, not to discard them necessarily, but to examine them more closely. This self-reflection can lead to a deeper understanding of yourself and your values. Another aspect of open-mindedness is being willing to try new things. You might find yourself more eager to experience different cultures, try new foods, or explore unfamiliar places. This adventurous spirit can bring more richness and variety to your life. Open-mindedness can also improve your problem-solving skills. When you're open to different perspectives, you're more likely to come up with creative solutions. You might find yourself approaching challenges from new angles or combining ideas in innovative ways. In relationships, being open-minded can lead to deeper connections. When you're truly listening to others and considering their viewpoints, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. This can help resolve conflicts more easily and build stronger, more authentic relationships. Remember, being open-minded doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone or accept every idea you encounter. It's about being willing to consider different perspectives and admit when you might be wrong. It's okay to still have strong opinions. The key is to hold them with a sense of humility and a willingness to learn and grow. As you continue to cultivate open-mindedness, you might find that your world becomes bigger and more interesting. You'll likely encounter new ideas, meet diverse people, and have experiences that challenge and expand your understanding of life. This ongoing growth and learning is a beautiful part of becoming your higher self. Have you noticed yourself letting go of old grudges? Or finding it easier to forgive when someone hurts you? This increased capacity for forgiveness is the 7th sign you're becoming your higher self. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. When you forgive, you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself. You might find that situations that used to eat at you for days now roll off your back more easily. Or you might be able to look back at past hurts with more understanding and less pain. This doesn't happen overnight, but as you grow, you may notice forgiveness coming more naturally. Here's a way to practice forgiveness. Think of someone who has hurt you. Imagine them as a child with their own fears and struggles. Can you find any compassion for them? This doesn't mean you have to let them back into your life, but it can help you release the hold they have on your emotions. As you become more forgiving, you might notice a sense of lightness in your life. The energy you used to spend on holding grudges can now be directed towards more positive pursuits. You might find yourself having more mental and emotional space for joy, creativity, and connection. Forgiveness can also improve your relationships. When you're quick to forgive small offenses, you create an atmosphere of grace and understanding. This doesn't mean tolerating abuse or repeated harmful behavior, but rather not letting minor irritations damage your connections with others. Another benefit of forgiveness is improved health. Holding on to anger and resentment can be stressful for your body and mind. As you learn to forgive, you might notice that you feel less tense, sleep better, and even experience fewer physical symptoms of stress. Forgiveness also opens the door to learning and growth. Instead of getting stuck in blame, you might start to see difficult situations as opportunities for understanding. You could find yourself asking, "What can I learn from this?" rather than "Who's at fault?" Remember, forgiveness is a process, and it's okay if it takes time. Some hurts are deeper than others and may require more work to forgive. Be patient with yourself as you cultivate this important aspect of your higher self. Are you finding it easier to be yourself, even when it's uncomfortable? Maybe you're speaking up more about your true feelings or pursuing interests you used to hide. This increased authenticity is the 8th sign you're becoming your higher self. Being authentic means being true to who you are, rather than trying to be what others expect. It's about aligning your outer actions with your inner values and desires. You might find yourself saying no more often to things that don't align with your values, or feeling more comfortable expressing your true thoughts and feelings. This authenticity can lead to deeper, more meaningful relationships and a stronger sense of purpose. When you're authentic, you attract people and opportunities that truly resonate with who you are. To become more authentic, try this. Pay attention to moments when you feel most like yourself. What are you doing? Who are you with? Try to create more of these moments in your life. Also notice when you feel fake or uncomfortable. These are clues about areas where you might need to be more true to yourself. As you become more authentic, you might notice a greater sense of peace and self-acceptance. The energy you used to spend on maintaining a certain image can now be used for personal growth and meaningful pursuits. You might find yourself feeling more confident and less concerned about others' opinions. Authenticity can also improve your decision-making. When you're clear about who you are and what you value, it becomes easier to make choices that align with your true self. You might find yourself making decisions more quickly and feeling more satisfied with the outcomes. In your relationships, authenticity can lead to deeper connections. When you show up as your true self, you invite others to do the same. This can result in more honest, vulnerable, and meaningful interactions. You might find that some relationships fade away, but the ones that remain become stronger and more fulfilling. At work, being authentic can lead to increased job satisfaction and even better performance. When you're not trying to be someone you're not, you can focus more energy on your tasks and contributions. You might also find it easier to collaborate with others when you're coming from a place of authenticity. Remember, becoming more authentic is a journey. It might feel uncomfortable at first to express your true self, especially if you're used to hiding certain aspects of who you are. Be patient with yourself and celebrate each small step towards greater authenticity. Have you noticed yourself being less judgmental of yourself and others? Are you more able to accept things as they are rather than how you think they should be? This increased acceptance is the 9th sign you're becoming your higher self. Acceptance doesn't mean you like everything or never try to change things. It means you're able to see reality clearly, without getting caught up in how you wish things were different. You might find yourself feeling more at peace with your own flaws and quirks, or being more understanding of others' mistakes. This acceptance can bring a profound sense of peace. When you're not constantly fighting against reality, you have more energy to focus on the things you can change. It can also lead to better relationships, as people feel more comfortable being themselves around you. Here's a way to practice acceptance. The next time you find yourself getting frustrated or judgmental, take a deep breath and say to yourself, "It is what it is." This simple phrase can help you let go of resistance and accept the present moment more fully. As you become more accepting, you might notice a decrease in stress and anxiety. When you're not constantly trying to control everything or make things perfect, life becomes more relaxed and enjoyable. You might find yourself better able to go with the flow and adapt to unexpected situations. Acceptance can also improve your problem-solving skills. When you accept a situation as it is, you're better able to see it clearly and come up with effective solutions. Instead of wasting energy wishing things were different, you can focus on working with what is. In relationships, acceptance can lead to greater harmony. When you accept others as they are, without trying to change them, you create an atmosphere of trust and respect. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but rather acknowledging that everyone is on their own journey and has their own struggles. Self-acceptance is another important aspect of this sign. As you become more accepting of yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and quirks, you might notice an increase in self-confidence and self-love. This self-acceptance can radiate outward, positively affecting all areas of your life. Remember, becoming more accepting is a practice. There will still be times when you struggle with acceptance, and that's okay. The key is to notice when you're resisting reality and gently guide yourself back to acceptance. Do you find yourself feeling a deeper connection to others, to nature, or to something greater than yourself? This increased sense of connection is the 10th sign you're becoming your higher self. Being connected doesn't necessarily mean you're always surrounded by people. It's more about feeling a sense of belonging and unity with the world around you. You might find yourself feeling moved by acts of kindness between strangers, or feeling a sense of awe when you look at the stars. This connection can bring a profound sense of peace and purpose. When you feel connected, you're less likely to feel lonely or isolated. You might also feel more motivated to help others and take care of the environment, seeing them as extensions of yourself. To nurture this sense of connection, try this. Spend some time in nature, really paying attention to the plants, animals, and natural processes around you. Or practice random acts of kindness, focusing on how it feels to be part of a larger community of humans. These practices can help you feel more connected to the world around you. As you become more connected, you might notice a greater sense of empathy and compassion. You may find yourself more affected by the joys and sorrows of others, feeling a genuine desire to help and support those around you. This increased empathy can lead to more meaningful relationships and a greater sense of community. Connection can also bring a sense of purpose and meaning to your life. When you feel connected to something larger than yourself, whether it's nature, humanity, or a spiritual belief, you might find a deeper sense of direction and motivation in your daily life. In your relationships, this increased connection can lead to more authentic and intimate bonds. You might find yourself having deeper conversations, feeling more comfortable with vulnerability, and experiencing a greater sense of understanding and being understood. Connection to nature can bring its own set of benefits. You might find yourself more aware of the natural world around you, feeling a sense of peace and rejuvenation when you spend time outdoors. This connection can also lead to more environmentally conscious choices in your daily life. Remember, feeling connected doesn't mean you never experience loneliness or isolation. It's more about having an underlying sense of belonging, even when you're by yourself. As you cultivate this connection, you might find that you're better able to enjoy solitude without feeling lonely. The final sign you're becoming your higher self is a growing trust in life itself. Have you noticed yourself worrying less about the future? Or feeling more confident that things will work out even when faced with challenges? This is a sign of deep spiritual growth. Trusting life doesn't mean you think everything will always be perfect. It means you have faith in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You might find yourself taking more risks or feeling more peaceful in the face of uncertainty. This trust can bring a profound sense of ease and flow to your life. When you trust life, you're more able to enjoy the present moment instead of always worrying about what's next. You might also find that opportunities and synchronicities show up more often, as if life is conspiring in your favor. To cultivate this trust, try this. When you're faced with a challenge or uncertainty, take a moment to remember past difficulties you've overcome. Remind yourself that you've made it through tough times before, and you'll make it through this too. Over time, this can help you build a deeper trust in yourself and in life. As you become more trusting in life, you might notice a decrease in anxiety and stress. Instead of constantly trying to control every aspect of your life, you're able to let go and trust that things will unfold as they should. This doesn't mean becoming passive, but rather finding a balance between taking action and allowing life to unfold. This trust can also lead to more courage in your decision-making. When you trust life, you're more likely to follow your intuition and take risks that align with your true desires. You might find yourself pursuing dreams or goals that you previously thought were out of reach. In relationships, trust in life can manifest as a greater ability to be vulnerable and open. When you trust that things will work out, you're more willing to open your heart and connect deeply with others. This can lead to more fulfilling and authentic relationships. Trusting life can also bring a sense of adventure and excitement to your days. Instead of fearing the unknown, you might start to see it as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. Each day becomes a chance to discover something new about yourself and the world around you. Remember, trusting life is a practice that deepens over time. There will still be moments of doubt and fear, and that's okay. The key is to keep coming back to this trust, even in challenging times. As we've explored these 11 signs of becoming your higher self, remember that spiritual growth is a journey, not a destination. You might recognize some of these signs in yourself, while others might still feel far off. That's perfectly normal and okay. Everyone's path is different, and growth isn't always linear. The important thing is to keep moving forward, one small step at a time. Celebrate the signs of growth you see in yourself, no matter how small they might seem. Each moment of patience, each act of kindness, each time you choose authenticity or forgiveness. These are all beautiful steps on your journey to becoming your higher self. Remember to be patient and kind with yourself along the way. Growth takes time, and it's not always easy. There will be challenges and setbacks, but these are all part of the journey. Each difficulty is an opportunity for growth and learning. As you continue on this path, you might find that these signs begin to overlap and reinforce each other. Being more present might help you be more grateful, which in turn might help you be more accepting. It's all interconnected, just like you are interconnected with the world around you. Finally, remember that even the act of reading about these signs and reflecting on your own growth is itself a sign that you're becoming your higher self. You're showing curiosity, self-awareness, and a desire to grow, all beautiful qualities of your higher self. Keep going, keep growing, and keep trusting in your journey. You're doing great, and the world is better because you're in it, becoming more and more of your true higher self every day.